I already know people are going to ask why I'm only doing this once a month. But they already know the answer. The fucking D&D. Hello everyone. It's been a while. You know, literally only like 1 month. So I'm not uploading that much, but what can you do? Okay, so today we are doing something a little new from a video game. If you saw it in the comments, that means I am doing it, but the reason I deleted it is mostly because as I know I always delete the D&D things that I always do to save up, make my job a lot better. Now, as I said before, I won't really, in case you're actually wondering where I am lastly gonna probably do, next month I may not be able to do a D&D because of political reasons. Because of that, so we are just gonna do a simple D&D. Nothing really fancy, nothing really big. We are gonna do What If Deku Was Fuze from Rainbow Siege 6. Now, this one I actually had to look up because there's not really any lore except from Mr. Jippy. I'll just let him explain this. This was 3 years ago, so if you want to know his origin story, that's literally the best thing to do. But if you have any other Rainbow Siege character, relatives you want me to do, comment down below and I'll see what I can do.
Okay, so going into this video, I kind of figured that Fuze didn't really have much interesting stuff at all to say in his bio or lore across the internet, but actually, I was very mistaken. Even with Fuze being an original operator, Ubisoft expanded a ton on his lore throughout the years, especially very recently with Fuze being featured in a Rainbow Six Siege comic, which I'll talk about later in the video. Okay guys, so let's get going, sit back, relax, and let's start the story of one of Rainbow's most favorite Russians, Fuze. Alright, so let's start things off as we always do with where and when Fuze was born. So Fuze's real name is actually, well, first, let me apologize for my awful pronunciation in advance, but his real name is Shurat Kizikbayev, and he was born on October 12th in Samarkand, Uzbekistan. Okay, so let's keep the tradition going, and let me ask you guys if there's anyone watching the video that shares the same birthday as Fuze on October 12th. Also, is there anyone here watching that's from Russia? I'm actually very curious. Okay, moving on. Did you guys catch how Fuze was actually born in Uzbekistan and not Russia? Well, that's because Fuze's family immigrated to Russia shortly after the fall of the Soviet Union. Fuze's family was heavily influenced by the military because his parents were born and raised in the military, so Fuze and his brother were surrounded by military mannerisms from a very early age. Since his family moved to Russia, they wanted the kids to adapt to Russian culture as much as they possibly can and forget about their natural heritage of Uzbekistan. It wasn't until their teens where they were finally able to introduce themselves to their home country's heritage and language. Okay, so we hardly get anything at all about Fuze's childhood in his lore, probably due to the fact he likes to remain kind of mysterious and doesn't like sharing much about his personal life really at all. Now we'll see that topic later on in the video as well. So we're going to have to jump all the way to when he graduated school and was then allowed to join the Russian military. Fuze and his brother followed in their family's footsteps and enlisted into the Russian armed forces. One thing we do find out about Fuze's lore is that he's got such a gift of mechanical engineering, like putting stuff together, and science. The military noticed this gift really on and really started to push and train him as a mechanist for the Russian military. He was actually very, very good at all these numerous engineering projects the military threw at him. They promoted him to test all kinds of weapons at the Alabino firing range near Moscow, Russia. Not only was Fuze amazing at crafting weapons and gadgets, but he became quite the marksman while training with the 27th Motor Rifle Brigade Division. His skills were sought after by the extremely prestigious Spetsnaz, which is often regarded as one of the most advanced and highly trained military divisions in the whole world. And guess what? They wanted Fuze's ass and recruited him. One strange thing with Fuze's lore, though, is that every single one of the operations that he was on as a member of the Spetsnaz is
Hold on, I got an ad. Fucking hell. Bad timing on this shit.
Classified. We have literally no information at all on anything he did with them. It kind of reminds me of Nook, where a lot of her life is classified or redacted as well. If you guys haven't seen my Nook lore video, I made a really good one. I'll leave that in the description below. Also, something tragic happened to Fuze's family around this same time period too for Fuze. His brother, that he loved dearly, went missing, never to be seen or heard from again. The details of his disappearance is, well, once again classified, and we even see Harry try to bring up this conversation later on in Fuze's life, and he completely shuts the conversation down and won't even begin to talk about it. I have a couple theories on his brother's disappearance. Either he never really disappeared and wanted to leave the Russian military, or he really is gone, but Fuze doesn't want to share any details with anyone in case his captors find out about it and then move him from his current location. Or another option is he's dead and Fuze just doesn't want anyone to know that he died. We don't get any info on it, so we're just left with theories. So I'm pretty sure that Fuze might just be the best operator on Team Rainbow to craft weapons or gadgets with literally scrap materials and with minimal tools. It says multiple times in his bio that he's just so damn good at it and earns massive respect from his recruits for it. But I'm about to tell you guys the start to Fuze's long history of, well, let's just say apparent disregard for civilian or hostages' well-being during operations. So in the year of 2004, Fuze was performing an operation alongside a fellow female operative who would later meet Fuze again later in life and go by the call sign of Ying. After the operation was over, Ying furiously started an altercation with Fuze, calling him a questionable asset when she felt like he disregarded civilian lives during the operation. It got really heated and the altercation intensified. It was finally stopped before it got really bad, as Specialist Eliza Cohen, or better known to us as Ash, now stepped in and de-escalated them before it got out of hand. So even back in 2004, word was getting around that Fuze had little regard for collateral damage. But let's fast forward to the year 2015, when Fuze got recruited into Team Rainbow. The reason he was highly sought after is, again, for his mastermind when it comes to crafting things on the fly with his engineering skills, which was deemed a critical asset for Team Rainbow. Now, it kind of makes me wonder why he doesn't work with Mira more closely on Team Rainbow when it comes to building and approving of all these gadgets. If he's so good at all this, like it says multiple times in his bio, then why does Mira not allow him to have more of an impact on the team? I think that this is honestly a great question, as I don't think I've ever seen Fuze complete a device evaluation yet, or been asked to help with it at all. Let me know your guys' thoughts. So over the next 5 years of Fuze being recruited into Team Rainbow, he's been a real contributor to the team when it comes to designing operations and executing them in the ever-growing threat of the terrorist organization called the White Masks. Now, if you guys didn't know, the White Masks are the people you go up against when doing a T-hunt and are the main contributors to the revival of Team Rainbow in 2015. If you guys want a video on their mysterious white mask, then let me know in the comments. I'll try to do as much research as I can on them, and if I find enough information to make a whole video about it, I'll do it. Okay, so I totally forgot to talk about the psychological profile that Harry, the now director of Team Rainbow and the new 6, completed on Fuze. So, he starts off with saying that, just like many other operators on Team Rainbow have stated also, Fuze is extremely hard to talk to and get really any real conversation going. He likes to remain mysterious, so it was hard for Harry to get to know much about Fuze during the evaluation, as he doesn't really open himself up very much. Harry says that he's quite pleasant and hospitable, but just really is contained. It took a while, but Fuze finally started to open up to Harry. He told him that so far, Glaz is his best friend on Team Rainbow and understands him the most. He is quiet with other operators, and frankly, they tend to not talk to Fuze very much, but he's very talkative with Glaz, his best friend. With Fuze opening up to Harry, he told him that he was once engaged to someone for a whole 2 years, but ultimately, he decided to call off the wedding and leave when realizing that marriage was quote-unquote not a road to take. Harry notices how Fuse makes himself and goes out of his way to be available when planning and executing operations. But when the operation is in effect, Fuse kind of falls into this cone of silence and doesn't communicate what he's doing or his next plan. Harry tells him that it's extremely critical for him to communicate as much as possible with his team while on these operations. He warns him that there may be more future altercations, like the one with Ying so many years ago, on his utter apparent disregard for civilian casualties. So even Harry knows this. Harry then doubles down on this and brings up past reports of Fuse being reckless during operations. He wants to figure out why everyone brings this up about Fuse and asks him to explain a perfect operation from his point of view. Fuse tells Harry that a perfect operation is to break down the defenses as efficiently as possible, but he insists that he isn't careless. Harry knows this and tells Fuse that he knows he is extremely intelligent and calculative, and he does have a decent situational awareness, but he suggests really concentrating on improving this in future operations so it doesn't happen again. So have you guys seen the comic that Ubisoft released not too long ago? It's about a training exercise for the 2021 6th Invitational where Callie invites Fuse to practice with them for an event. Let me go through it with you guys and then we'll discuss it after we're done. Okay, so this is how the comic starts off. Fuse, invited by Callie to participate in a night-having training session, is learning a thing or two about how they operate. Then Callie says, "Cease fire!" And as we see here, just for clarification, we see Ace over here. Of course, this is Fuse. This is Aruni, this is Callie, and then of course here is Womai, and it looks like they're doing a Night Haven training exercise. Later on after the training exercise, we see Callie walk up to Fuse and asks, "You hesitated. Why?" And then Fuse responds with, "Aruni was in my line of fire." Then Callie says, "Night Haven's policy during matches is to play hard and take risks. No lives are on the line in the arena, so do what you have to do." Then Fuse responds, "Huh, really? That's refreshing." Then we see a helicopter land and Wombai says to Callie, "Is that the special delivery you were talking about?" Callie responds, "That's correct. I can't wait to show you guys." Then Fuse walks up and says, "Mind if I tag along?" Callie then responds, "Sure, I'll give you a sneak peek at the future of Night Haven." Then Fuse says, "You guys aren't on the same teams for the Invitational. Isn't that a problem?" Callie responds by saying, "Not at all. Think of it like this. If any of my people are on a winning team, Night Haven wins too, even if the rest of us are on the losing side." And then we see what looks like a container coming off of a Night Haven helicopter. As they're walking into the depths of the stadium, Callie then goes on to say, "Each accolade earned by a Night Haven specialist makes our organization that much more exclusive. More exclusivity means we can demand higher rates. It's all about business." Callie opens up the crate everyone's been waiting to see and says, "Allow me to present the Master Frame Prototype 1, rated to absorb or deflect most conventional high-caliber rounds. Orbital ceramics ensure lightweight and increased tensile strength. Movement assist increases reaction time and eases muscle strain." She then says, "Sealed against the majority of biological and chemical weapons." Now Fuse is sitting there and says to Callie, "Now is it rainbow compliant?" And then we see Womai looks like he knows the answer. Callie sarcastically says that she's holding a headpiece to Fuse, "More or less." Then we see Fuse saying, "Aren't you supposed to wear your uniform for the Invitational?" Callie responds by saying, "The Master Frame is my uniform. This suit is just the tip of the iceberg. I strive to ensure my people get all the best toys." She's walking away and says, "Night Haven's tech development is cutting edge. We spare no expense in our pursuit of excellence." Plus, she turns around to Fuse as Ace, Womai, and Rooney are by her side and say, "I'm always looking for more competent specialists. If you're considering a career shift, you know where to find me." To be continued in game.
So this is a World of Warcraft hardcore randomizer. All your abilities and talents are random, and you only get one.
Okay, so I think the main two takeaways here are the fact that literally everyone on Team Rainbow has been really pushing Fuse for a number of years now to be really careful now in operations, to be as good as he can be at preserving civilian and comrades' lives and well-being. But here we see Callie directly countering this and telling Fuse that he needs to be more quick and risky especially when training with Nighthaven. And then we even say Fuse like, really, that's refreshing. So I'm really thinking Fuse likes hearing someone tell him that it's okay to be really quick and risky. Also, the other key takeaway here is Callie's new suit. It looks like it'll be bullet resistant and heavily aid the wearer in movement and other ways to improve like reaction time. Is Callie about to cheat in the Invitational and wear this suit instead of her rainbow approved suit? At the time of the recording of this video, the Invitational cinematic hasn't released yet, so I guess we're about to find out. Also, I guess another key takeaway is that Callie is very clearly offering a position onto Nighthaven to Fuse. Now, I wonder what Fuse is going to do. Okay, so I'm going to quickly summarize the device evaluation on Fuse's cluster charge so the video doesn't get too long. The evaluation was completed by Third Bite, and he basically goes over how it works, like how the device burrows itself into the wall and projects the live, perfectly timed explosives with a quick fuse to rain hell on the other side of the wall. He explains how it just unleashes total devastation on the other side, while keeping the operator using it relatively safe on their side. He then says that he is worried about it because these grenades don't pick and choose who they want to blow up. They don't discriminate. They will kill or maim any living thing on the other side of that wall. Well, I mean, I guess like a hostage, right? Thermite ends the evaluation by saying, this gadget is a beast, and that's something coming from me. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my Fuse lore video.
Fucking hell. Sorry about the ads. That I cannot control, I'm afraid. Now, that is pretty much the origin of Fuse from Rainbow Siege. Now, in this one, I am going to say, in this one, Fuse, it pretty much has the same, Izuku has technically the same origin story, except this is actually the aftermath when Izuku decided to leave Rainbow Siege. So, pretty much, Midoriya in this one, he carries... I'm doing the original loadout of Fuse from my game of Rainbow Siege, meaning he still carries his ballistic shield, his 6P41, his AK-12, the PMM, and the GSH-18. He also carries a breach charge, hard breach charge, and smoke grenades. His difficulty is pretty standard, his speed is pretty low, but his health is pretty much top notch. And since he was trained in the ORG, his height is 1.80, his weight will be 80 kilograms, and he was born on October 12th, of age 34. Now, I will say this, Midoriya's armor will be default for numerous reasons, actually. Now, like I said, if you all want me to do another Rainbow Siege character that I know I will actually have an easy time doing, or if you want me to do one, comment down below. The next one I might do is probably not one you'll know or may know. Like I said, it is actually pretty much up to me. So in this one we'll just do an easy one, like say each character I will do either defense or attacker. So in this one we're technically just doing attacker, which is Fuse. Now, Midoriya, in this world, heroes do exist. I should have said that. Heroes do exist, but they don't really deal with the Rainbow Siege Corporation, or whatever that is about. They pretty much don't have to... Pretty much Midoriya doesn't deal with that. And his thoughts of being a hero was out of the window since day one, since he knows his what he's best at is literally on the battlefield. He knows he's meant to be on the battlefield. He knows that he's not meant to pretty much be somewhere he's not to be. He knows that everything. He knows. He is not like his brothers or any other siblings that Midoriya may have. The only difference is that the only thing that's different about this fuse and all that is the name change. That is literally it. Yeah, that's the only thing that's really has changed. Now, as for romance options, that ain't gonna happen with this one because, well, it's fused, so. But he just explained his entire fucking charismatic charm is the way I would say it. Like, he already explained the charm of what this guy has and all that. So, right now, Midoriya is sitting down, minding his own bit. His beeswax is the word I would politely say. Hey, but let's be honest, that's not the nice way of saying it. So Midoriya pretty much is just getting on and pretty much is now actually in Japan, but not really by choice. Midoriya hates being in Japan, not because he does not have a choice. He does have a choice. It's just that Rainbow Siege is technically dealing with some technical difficulties with the corporation right now, and they're upgrading stuff for the tournament. So pretty much what they're doing is that they're just waiting out the tournaments that they'll need to do in the near future. So, pretty much, Midoriya is sitting at some location. And right now, he is not really dealing with any of these childish people. He's minding his own career. He's minding his own business. So, he temporarily became a mercenary until Rainbow Siege calls upon him again. So, until then, he's stuck acting like he gives two shit. It's about any of these people, which he actually doesn't. He really, really doesn't. So, right now, when Midoriya sits down, I don't know, Midoriya notices one thing as soon as he sits down is that there's a lot of fucking heroes, which doesn't annoy Midoriya, but it's just not really surprised since Japan doesn't really have a bond with the Rainbow Company and doesn't really agree with what they do. So Midoriya immediately knew that he was going to be treated like shit. He's not even sugarcoating it. He's going to be treated like crap, and he knows it. But he doesn't even try to hide it. He knows he'll be treated like shit here because of the fact he's with the Rainbow Siege company, and it doesn't take an expert to know that. Midoriya doesn't even attempt to hide that he's from Rainbow Siege. He doesn't attempt to actually hide anything from anyone. So, when Midoriya actually gets up and actually gets ready to pretty much do what he does best, and that is downright kill people. Well, he was hired by pretty much a person to kill a hero that pretty much raped and killed his daughter. Now, well, Midoriya doesn't care about vengeance or any of that. He's getting paid, so either way, it's gonna be a bloodbath either way, so it wouldn't matter. Midoriya knows how this life works, so when he gets going, and he knows that civilian casualties are not his forte, so if anyone's there, he doesn't give a damn. Now, when Midoriya actually moves forward and gets to the location, and Midoriya sees that these are just a typical bunch of heroes that pretty much are talking and they don't even try to hide the fact of what they did. So, there was actually no reason to not kill any of them. So, pretty much, he activates his little breach thingy. Hold on, I'm trying to remember its name. Cluster charge, there we go. Oh, he activates the cluster charge, going it through going through it, and pretty much this is when the person says, "What was that?" Probably nothing. Yeah, you're probably right. Then it happens. Midoriya pretty much activates the charge, and everything goes completely blown up. Up there, shattered concrete that goes through a man's throat, both slicing it in half. There is another one which just goes through his jugular. Pretty much, it's hell for the poor enemies of Midoriya, who's in his way, and unfortunately, all of them are in his way. So when Midoriya gets done actually destroying them, Midoriya walks in pretty much to see that his target is still alive and actually has a ability that allows him to absorb things, meaning he knows it's going to take a lot more than he expected. So Midoriya starts shooting while the man who attempts to actually attack Midoriya, before he could do, Midoriya shoots him directly in the head with one of his pistols. So it's pretty much taking out the target. Okay. This is when Midoriya actually leaves the scene, because this will be spread all over the news about an unknown thing, because no one really saw what Midoriya did. Or anything. All they saw was suck it out. A freaking thing being blown up, so Midoriya gets paid, and this is when Midoriya gets to a location, his hidden location, because he knows better than to let heroes know where the fuck he lives. He knows they're just gonna accuse him of doing this anyway, so Midoriya heads the fuck out of there, gets out of there, and pretty much leaves. Now, this is when Midoriya pretty much is sitting by himself, and now he's smoking a cigar. He's in his normal clothes. He's not wearing his weapons or armor or any of that. Pretty much he's at a grocery store buying some chips, some drink, and some soft drinks, and also buying other things when he gets home. Now, the grocery store girl sees him and pretty much just gives him the payment and just gets going. Now to the girl, we're going to continue with her for now, walks out of the place and pretty much smokes a cigarette. But before she can actually finish that, she immediately has someone around her throat, and they decay and die brutally. Pretty much a slow and painful death, and Midoriya heard the screams. Now, Midoriya's not really the guy to get involved with things, but when he looks, he sees that a person just decayed a poor woman to death. So, pretty much without hesitation, he pulls his pistol out. The villain, without knowing, actually gets shot in the head. Yes, obviously, we all know who this is, but since his name was not mentioned, it means he won't be mentioned again. And so when Midoriya actually leaves the location, gets to his base, and there he is stumbled upon the one person he actually knew would find him sooner or later. And that is pretty much the owner of the Rainbow Siege Corporation. "Hi, what do you want?" he says in a cold tone. "Still the cold and heartless bastard, I see. You didn't answer my question." "Right, straight to the point. I keep forgetting you're not a big fan of actually doing that. Alright, I'll get straight to it." "What? I have a job for you. Oh, and this one is probably good." "Uh-huh, I'll be the judge of that." "Of course you will." Oh. Well, in that case, here's the best thing I'm going to say. We have a new deadline. We now have a new people working with us. "Okay. Who is it?" "It is the USA Academy." "Isn't that a hero school?" "Well, yes. Why?" "We have no political reason of actually doing anything." "True, but still. The villains have gotten dangerous to the point where the heroes are asking us to aid them. And you decided to take the job." "Pretty much." "That's stupid of you." "Call it what you will. It's still good. There is no need for coldness from you, but I already know I won't expect less from you, but still." Uh-huh. Get straight to the point. Right. How much does it pay? Enough to pretty much, or for you to do whatever you want. You get to leave. You get to pretty much do your job without any problems whatsoever. Bullshit. Figured you would say that. What's the catch? Well, here's the thing. Due to the whole problems with the villains, I had to pretty much shut down the whole tournaments that we technically do. So until this whole problem is actually taken care of, I'm stuck helping your hero society until this mess that has probably been made by whoever cleans up. Am I correct? Yes. Alright. Who I be working with? Two heroes, no one special. You delayed that answer. What else? Oops. As I said, pretty much that's what we're dealing with. Okay. Knowing you, this job is pretty much impossible. important if you have to contact me for help. Fine. I'll go to your Hero Academy. Just don't expect me to be nice. I expect little from you, really? Good. Now, get out of my way so I can go through the door. Oh, wait. Midoriya gets there and can tell if this is so bad that the fact we have to work with defense and attack, he knows this is going to be a fucking fight. Right, along with the heroes. But the guy was smart enough to know that Midoriya doesn't like working with anyone. So just working with two heroes, he doesn't mind. When he meets the heroes, he sees he is unfortunate to work with two females. One named Ochako Yuraka and Momo Morairozu. Who apparently has a cardboard logo that says, "We are here for Fuse." Midoriya walks up with his weapons, and they see him fuse and is immediately intimidated. Not because of the fact that he is heavily armed and all that, but the fact he shows no fear actually showing himself with his full clothes. He doesn't hide that he's with Rainbow, because everyone knows about Fuse. Once Midoriya notices them, and this is when they introduce themselves in quite a intimidated tone. I'm Ochako Yuraka, this is Momo Rairozu. Hello, what's the job? But they're surprised the fact that he went straight to the point, not even trying to get to know them. We don't have orders right now. We were pretty much told to show you to your headquarters. I have my own. What's the job? Our first job is to look for this person. Who's this? His name is Shigaraki. He has the ability to pretty much decay someone. To the point of a corpse? Yep. You don't have to worry about him then. Oh, you captured him? No. No, I shot him in the head. That's not how Momo stops her, saying, don't even try. Here, Rainbow doesn't work for heroes. They're an ally. They're an ally until we deal with the villain thing. Then they can go on their merry way doing whatever they do. You know that. At Ochako. Yes, I keep forgetting that they're different. Keep forgetting that. Yeah, I know. Anyway, when Midoriya gets to the location, this must be it. Mem and Midoriya pretty much get forward. Pretty much getting to know the place that he has to be in. And immediately he meets others that are working with heroes, or pretty much rainbow people. Well, and it's a shame that his friend is not there, since he can't really see him. Damn it. Must be doing something already. Midoriya gets going, wants to see Ochako and them pretty much dealing with Izuku. Pretty much dealing with someone who is honestly being a jerk to them. Which is Ochako Oyuraka. Which is Katsuki Bakugo, my apologies. Katsuki pretty much says, yo, why are you even here? Your quirks are useless. Cannon Bakugo. Ah, I'll kill you! Midoriya points a gun directly at Bakugo's head. Then I suggest you get ready to die yourself. You threaten to killing people? You might as well be ready to pull the damn trigger. Bakugo turns around to see the gun directly pointed in his head. Are you out of your mind? You know who I am? I know. You kept screaming your name like it means something. Hey, so, I'm only gonna say this once, so make sure you put this through your thick skull. Oh, just because you're a hero doesn't mean you get the right to actually talk shit. And next time I hear you, you're pretty much being annoying. And pretty much attempting to murder anyone. Keep that threat to yourself. And also, another thing, if you're gonna threaten someone, mean it. Don't say it because you're trying to act all cocky and arrogant. It doesn't suit pathetic men like you. Bakugo decides to test his limit. Is that gun even real? Care to find out? Bakugo immediately shuts up, knowing too damn well what will happen. That's what I thought. Midoriya puts the gun down and walks directly to Bakugo, immediately to Ochako. Why do you let a brat like that talk to you? Yeah, we gotten used to it. He means well, but it's just he has anger issues. That doesn't excuse his attitude. I see. Well then, this is gonna be brutal. All in its own cruel way. Still though, thank you for helping us. I didn't do it for you. He was just being fucking annoying. Also, I was getting sick and tired of hearing his fucking crying little ass. Ochako thinking, shit, that got dark quick. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. Midoriya gets going, pretty much knowing that if he stays, he'll just end up with a pissed off person. So Midoriya gets going, pretty much knowing that he has work to do. When he gets to the next location, he directly sees someone. Huh. Hello. Oh. And that someone is actually Bandit. But he doesn't say anything to him because he knows his job. Oh. And besides, Midoriya finally gets orders from his superiors to go to a location where where Ochako and him will go their mission, a hostage situation. Midoriya gives this blunt face like, are they always gonna be this stupid, putting the one guy who doesn't care about civilian casualties on the line? Like, seriously? Hey, I swear they're doing this on purpose. So him, Ochako, and Momo get there, and they see that the location is a building. Where's The target? The target should... Target? You mean the hostage? No. The target. Okay. The target, or the person, should be up there, pretty much trapped in that castle. Trapped in that mansion, top floor. Okay. Is there a chance for you to get up there? Yes, there is, but it'll be difficult with all the guards. I'll deal with them. Are you gonna kill them? That's my job. This is when Midoriya goes in, puts the charges directly right in the front door. Or where he hears pretty much gambling and poker, so they're easily distracted. Midoriya lets the thing go off, and this is when they start realizing they're under attack. As soon as as soon as they hear the bombs going off, El Chaco and Momo move in. And El Chaco and Momo pretty much start fighting the people up there to pretty much get them out, get the hostage out of there. Here. This is probably... I never expected this so much. No kidding. Well, oh, I guess nothing new there. When they get down there, Midoriya has already killed a good 20 of the men. This is when another one attacks him, and Midoriya just stabs him directly in the mouth. Oh, pretty much splitting the mouth in half. And when Ochako and them get up there, they just see nothing but mutilated corpses. One corpse is full of bullet holes, and pretty much all of them are dead. Then Midoriya gets to the last one, who pretty much legs has been blown up. Please, mercy, the thug said. I'm mercy. Killing you would be mercy now, wouldn't it? And pretty much he shot him in the head. And then he starts hearing crying. It's literally a thug crying. He says out loud, but then Midoriya noticed that the target was a little kid. Oh. And Momo and Melchako just looks at him like, the hell is wrong with you? You can judge me once we get the brat out of here. Midoriya gives them that look, but they can't read. Midoriya pretty much gets to the location. Midoriya gets back to UA, and pretty much Ochako and Momo go straight to Nezu to tell him about the report. Ah, it's good to see you two. Why do you two look like you're more pissed off than a bear on their period? Let me guess, Fuse? Yup. Alright, what happened? And I already know that you're mad, you two are mad for a particular reason. Well, you see... They explain the situation. Fuse killed a bunch of thugs, and... Yes. S. Alright. I suppose that does make sense. But still, you still have to work with him. But he's a fucking psycho! Oh, ow. You do remember... have Bakugo, we have Mineta, and not to mention other things. So I think Fuze being here shouldn't really be a surprise. Still, he shows no remorse for anyone, and that's a bad thing. How? Well, he works for a corporation that literally does tournaments. And also, you forget, Fuze is technically always like that, so you can't really do shit. But no buts. This is your job, and he's doing his job. Just because he did something doesn't mean you should choose. And besides, Monoma, your family doesn't have a clean slate either. Didn't your dude used to be a drug smuggler? And you, Ochako, you were literally a serial killer when I hired you. Ooh. So you can't really judge. Now, if you want, I can talk to him. But that's it. Yeah, but I highly doubt he'll say anything. Fuze is a quiet person. Very well. Thank you. Now, I have another assignment, but that one's for Fuze only. Why not us? Because it involves shooting, because it involves no survivors. And this one is actually directly from the Rainbow Company anyway. Wait, so it's directly for him only. Oh. This is when Midoriya gets to Nezu's office. Hello there, Fuze. Midoriya doesn't say a word. Wow. When they said that he was a quiet person, I thought they were joking. Okay. Awkward silence for a good 20 minutes until Midoriya's about to get up. Sorry, I'm just not used to quiet people. Here, these are your orders. It's from your superiors themselves. Midoriya looks at him, nods, and then starts walking away and closes the door. Fucking hell. L. Well, he's a quiet person. But the way he looks at people, he is ready to murder. And he's ready to pull that trigger. Okay? Although, I guess that does make sense. Hence, you work for Rainbow, expect betrayal from everything and everyone. I guess. Anyway, Midoriya starts leaving and Midoriya gets going, pretty much doing his next job. Which is pretty much killing this enemy. These enemies that he has to deal with. Alright. He gets going. Oh, wait. Shouldn't be far now. Midoriya starts moving forward pretty much at the pace he needs to be in. Yeah, because he has to go to another town full of villains, which is outside of Japan, which is outside of the location he needs to be in. So he gets there to see a couple of villains, aka apparently they found out that the USJ is about to happen, so Midoriya got involved. So Midoriya is there. First thing he hears from one of the people, which he thought was fucking idiotic. Wow, I didn't know you had fake villains. Ow, seriously? How dumb are these heroes gonna be? Hey, who the fuck would be dumb enough to think it's a good idea to put fake villains in this specific location? That's very fucking stupid. Must be a fucking good hero thing. Alright, time to get going. Midoriya and them Midoriya pretty much goes down there, pretty much with, you know, well, that thing, I can never remember its name, zipline, I think? And the villains immediately start attacking, but luckily Midoriya saw them already, and starts shooting them down. Now the heroes look up to see Fuze, and Midoriya just starts shooting. Midoriya goes forward, and Bakugo says, "The hell are you doing?" Midoriya looks back at him, and immediately Bakugo goes like, "Yee." Never mind. Midoriya thinking, that's what I fucking thought. Oh, bitch. Midoriya moves forward, starts shooting them. A villain attempts to pretty much burn him, but Midoriya pulls out his shield to block the flames. This is when Midoriya pulls out a pistol and pretty much just starts shooting them directly. Shooting everyone with a round after round. Another villain, tried to slap Midoriya in the back, so he pulls out the shield, so he spins his shield around and hits them directly right in the throat, causing them to suffocate, because their windpipe is broken, and then pretty much pulls a trigger on the others. This is when Midoriya pretty much brings out a grenade. He throws it, and pretty much smoke is everywhere. I can't see a thing! Midoriya pulls out his gun, and then just starts shooting like crazy, doing spread, shooting everything and everyone in his in the smoke, pretty much getting massacred at the process. Kurogiri sees that this is not gonna go well, and pretty much Midoriya sees the purple guy pretty much opening a portal. Huh. What are you planning? And then the Nomu pops up. Okay, that's not good. I better get ready. Midoriya and this creature start fighting. Now, Midoriya already has fucking bullets and all that on his side, so pretty much he's good, but he still continues shooting. Pretty much shooting every part of the body, but he sees that the bullets are just bouncing off. Okay, bullets bounce off of this damn thing. Let's try a grenade. Wait. He looks up to see the brain exposed. Are you fucking kidding me? That's fucking dumb. Who'd be thinking it's a good idea to expose the brain? Before Midoriya could shoot, the creature throws a fucking pile of rubble and is about to kill, and is nearly hitting him. Whoa. Okay, never mind. I remember. Okay, that actually makes sense. Gotta get up there. Midoriya starts climbing onto the creature. It's trying to grab him, but due to its muscular body, it can't reach the back where Midoriya is holding. It's downside about having buff people. Well, they can never reach the back. Midoriya grabs one of his chargers, plunges it directly inside of the Nomu's skulls, pulls the pin, and just watches as the Nomu explodes all over the place. Chunks of brain matter and flesh all over the place. He's killing the Nomu instantly. The villains that are now seeing that the Nomu's been killed by him pretty much are running away. But this is when Midoriya just shoots two directly in the leg. Like, fuck my leg! One of the villains tried to actually help him, but they get shot in the head immediately. The heroes didn't do shit because they were too fucking fascinated on the fact that Midoriya is doing all this easily. Like, thinking that he's being a cocky bastard, which is obviously not true. Oh. So Midoriya moves forward. We're continuing to go to the villain and start interrogating him. Who sent you? Fuck you! Wrong answer. Midoriya plunges his thumb directly in the bullet wound, while the man screams an entirety of pain. I will ask again. Who sent you? You crazy asshole! Well, no, that's not the answer. Midoriya plunges his finger directly in them again. And fuck! Who sent you? It is not that hard to answer one fucking question. If I tell you, he'll kill me. Kill you? Seriously? If you don't end up telling me, you'll just end up bleeding to death. At least I'll give you a quick and painless death. A bullet to the head. How do you even have ammo? Do you even have any ammo left? Midoriya checks the cult. Well, checks. I got one bullet in the pistol. Well, so, what you gonna do? Damn it. All for One. We've been sent by a man named All for One. What? You say that name like I know it. He's the leader of a villain organization that's been trying to take down the Hero Corporation. Midoriya thinking in his head, makes sense. Alright, where's his hideout then? I don't know. Midoriya gets his thumb ready. I'm serious, I don't know. Oh, no one knows where he is. He's very secretive. Fuck me. So Midoriya just grabs the bullet and just shoots him directly in the head. All Might actually gets there. Sorry, I'm late. 8. I was right in the middle of a dentist appointment. But whoa, what happened? But you didn't get the call of the fact that the USJ was being attacked? No, like I said, I was in the dentist. An actual excuse. Most of you heroes would just make a shitty ass one up. Oh, fuck off. Oh, aren't you supposed to be the chipper one? Yes, with normal heroes. Not a fucking psycho. And would appear that you killed everyone. What gave that away? All Might looking at the literal chaos and destruction and blood. You know what? I'm not gonna say anything. Why we have to work for the hero organization, the fucking rainbow organization, I'll never know. Because you all are stupid and pathetic and can't handle a couple of villains without a gunshot? Fuck you. No, it's the truth. Well, the truth hurts. Hurts, asshole. Ever heard of kindness? If there was kindness, there wouldn't be villains, now would there? Son of a bitch. Sarcastic asshole. Well, time for me to pretty much report my mission a success to your boss. Or at least mine. Which Midoriya does. Alright, thank you. Your next assignment you'll be actually working with another Rainbow Squad member, and four other heroes. Midoriya thinks in his head, great, just what I need. Why do I got a feeling it's not gonna end well? Midoriya gets up, and once he gets to his new location, apparently he's working with a person that actually prefers to get the job done, but the person is on the defense. And he says that the defense person is the one guy that annoys the fuck out of him. Bandit. Son of a bitch. Hey, hello, Fuze. Oh, right. I keep forgetting. You're not wait, hold on. Wrong personality. You know what? No, not Ban. And that would just make things horrible. You know what? Doc. Let's say Doc. Well, time to pretty much... Well, looks like Doc is pretty much working with, huh? Makes sense. This is when he sees that Doc is dealing with Kirishima and Dinky. Good thing Bandit isn't here. Midoriya and them pretty much get going. Midoriya gets to Doc. What's the situation? Fuze. Good thing you arrived. As for the situation, it is total fucking chaos. These kids know nothing about what they need to do. They're acting all like child idiots. Technically, these people are children. Good point. They should even be... This is just... That's gonna be peachy. Apparently. Once them and Midoriya pretty much goes forward with Kirishima and others. Where's Kirishima and the others? Oh, them? They decided to be they simply split up. So it's just gonna be me, you, and the people. So 4 people, 2 experts doing the same thing. Pretty much. These people are not the smartest, are they? Nope, not really. How come Takama, or whatever his name is called, well, not here. Here. Oh. Well, him? He was assigned to deal with the Nomus, since you fought one. He's also working with others. Virgil, Maestro, Clash, along with Warden. They're sent to pretty much deal with the Nomus. While Sled, it's Thermite. IQ, and Blackbeard are pretty much taking out any other their villain attacks. Lion is pretty much out in the quarantine locations, making sure that whatever this decaying thing, he would find something to do with it. I see. I suppose that makes sense. I hope so. It's not easy. Is he making sure these people don't do anything stupid? When are we not doing something stupid? What about the others? Mute is pretty much making sure that our new temporary base, is pretty much fortified, along with Castle. Well, Smoke is pretty much doing his own thing and also interrogating some of the people. But isn't that more of a Demos job? True, but Demos is actually hunting down on the villains that are pretty much smuggling stuff. Makes sense. And Ace, flirting with the women. But you know how he is. A certain hacker lady that we know. I was also doing it. How are things with you and Ying? Still can't get along. You two still can't get along, can you? No, and I don't plan on getting along. You know, one of these days, you two gonna have to talk. Look, as long as she stays out of my way, I could give two shits. You know what he would say? Fuck him. He's only annoying. I swear. Can't blame you on that one. Anyway, we should be here by now. This is the location. Yep, this is it. Definitely has seen better. If this is the place we are gone to pretty much take out an army organization, then what the hell are we needed for again? And the splitting up? It's a hero thing. Apparently the heroes are trying to sneak in and take out the people from the back. Got it. We deal with the front. Would you? Oop, sure. He puts in his fuse and he just detonates, killing, pretty much some, but one guy actually pops open. But, I was actually expecting them all to for all of them to die. I was honestly thinking the same. We should probably be there by now. Oh. Anyway, Midoriya and them go through, and this is when Midoriya notices him. That must be... I'm taking a guess that's one of the targets. One of them. I don't get why we have to do this. Because we're being paid to. Oh. Yeah. Midoriya, we're gonna start shooting Midoriya goes in, pretty much pulling out his 6P41 and starts shooting everything on sight. While hit the dock, pretty much is pulling out out of SGCQB and shoots with him. When the doc is about to get hit, he pulls out his P9 and shoots one right in the dick and then kicks them right in the jaw. Midoriya gets shot in the shoulder, but he continues shooting his way through, killing everything and everyone in the path. Midoriya gets electrocuted, but the doc pretty much grabs a stim pack and heals him. Tim. These guys do not know when to give up, do they? Giving up is not really their forte. Ain't that the truth? Anyway, we should be there by now. Ow. Yeah. Alright, time to get going. This is when Midoriya gets up there, and immediately they notice one thing, and that is Midoriya sees that the two hero, those Dinky and Kaminari, Dinky and Momo are dead. Damn. 2 shots in the head. No, 2 knives to the head. This was done by someone with one carelessly. Carelessly? That's kind of rude. They look up. Who are you? Huh. You got any idea who this bitch is? Apparently her name is Toga. She's one of All for One's pet truck. 1 second. She runs the drug operations around here. Sounds about right. I'll deal with her. You get to the other 2. Aw, not gonna play. Toga attempts to go after him, but Midoriya shoots her in her tracks, stopping her. That's kind of rude to shoot a lady. You ain't a lady. Ladies are pretty. They're not fucking butt ugly. Midoriya starts fighting her, and this one Toga goes in. I'll make you regret saying that. I'm shaking in my boots. They start fighting. Now Midoriya pretty much pins her to the wall and breaks one of her arms. Toga breaks free, pretty much stabbing him in the side. Due to Midoriya's pain tolerance and the fact he's been shot multiple times in multiple locations, it takes a lot more than that to take him down. Pretty much Midoriya sees the opportunity, uses Kenshi's whatever his name is. I literally forgot his name. I don't really add him anymore. Pretty much Kakashi? No. Kirishima, there it is. Fucking hell. Kirishima. Pretty much he uses Kirishima's body to block the knives that Momo was throwing. This is when pretty much fighting gets intimate, and Toga is about to pin him, but Midoriya grabs a knife and stabs her right in the throat. She goes down, gurgling blood. And Midoriya pulls out the knife, and she tries to pull him, but Midoriya just kicks her off the ledge and pretty much lets her fall to her death. Hey, you saved the other 2? This is when Midoriya sees that Doc is tending to one of them, but the other one is dead. Shit. He sees that one is dead is Ochako. Huh. I thought she'd actually be spared. I see. I guess it is now. Anyway, this is when Doc says, "Hey, can you grab the bandages?" Catch. Alright. This is when, after Dinky gets healed up, Dinky sees that Ochako is dead. Shit. Let's go. Oh. Oh. Understandable. Well, yeah, we should probably get going. It'll take a lot more than that to pretty much get out of here. Also, I think reinforcements are coming. This is when Midoriya gets shot with a stim pack. A stim gun. Thanks. No problem. I'll distract. You get him out of here. This is when he uses the zipline to go down, and the villains come in. There he is! Wait, that's Fuze! He's part of the Rainbow Company! Now they realize who I am. Midoriya just starts shooting them down. Once the heroes get there, Midoriya's already there, smoking a cigarette and drinking a beer. Yeah, because obviously they'll just accuse him of abandonment if he doesn't go there with the corpses of Monoma. Not Monoma, fucking hell. Kirishima, Momo, and Ochako. Sorry if I'm getting the heroes wrong. It's kind of been a while since I added any of these characters in, so just keep up with me. This is when pretty much All Might says, "Did you kill the heroes?" "Nope, they were killed by a bitch." "Who? Toga? You managed to kill a drug lord? Where is she?" He points out the window. "Oh. That explains the red paste on the ground." Red paste? Her body wasn't there? No, just one giant smudge. Must have been teleported then. Oh, I got this. Midoriya shows him a paper. What's this? It's a map, you dipshit. It shows the location of All For One's hideouts and all that. Half of these have already been found by your corporation. Hold on, what's this? A liquor bar? Probably for the best. But it makes sense. What do you mean? No one would expect someone to run a bar or to be running a villain organization. You heroes always look under that. Because you heroes love your booze. Why, you little... Name one hero that isn't an alcoholic. That because of your people's judgment of people's quirks. Exactly. So shut the fuck up. Do you have a hunch of where All For One could be? Simple. The bar. Like I said, it'd be the last place you heroes would look. And it'd be the first place the cops would look. Bars aren't known to have biker gangs, smugglers, and shady deals going on. This guy knows everything. Anyway, this is when Midoriya pretty much gets going. Oh my. And here, this is when pretty much All Might would say, would you mind helping us in the raid? Why? It's obvious that you can handle yourself. Okay. Don't you have an overall to take care of? A guy named Demos already killed him. Along with a pissed off guy named Takamon, or Tokamon, or whatever his name is. Let me guess, has a grenade launcher? Yep, that's the one. Russian? Yup. What happened? apparently he saw some kid getting experimented on and now just went full on berserk. Whoever thought it was a good idea to piss off a certain Russian that cares about kids, especially... Hey, that is a death sentence. Anyone else is there? Yeah. Lion, Demo... Most and Smoke. Yep, that's a death sentence, alright. All for one. Whoever did experimented on a kid is probably dead. Apparently, the kid named Erie has decided to join your organization. Oh. Yes, apparently she's going to be known as Striker from now on. Makes sense. Midoriya thinking in his head, so we have 2 new recruits. Well... Oh, something new, I suppose. Midoriya gets going, and this is when Midoriya just directly looks to pretty much just see, well, another person. Well, you should get going. Already ahead of you. They get to the bar, and Midoriya immediately sets the fuses off, killing them instantly. Were you think there was no hostages in there? If they were, they're dead now. Midoriya gets out in there and pretty much sees that no one has survived. All for one, pretty much having his legs exploded. I'm taking a guess you want this one alive, so he can be judged? Yes. Alright then. My job is done. See you hopefully not around, heroes. Yeah, fucker. After that, this is when Midoriya gets a call. Hello? Good news! The tournament is back. You can go back to what you're doing. Huh. Alright. What hot? Alright. What am I doing? And that's it. That's the one shot of what if Deku was in Rainbow Siege 6. Fuze AU. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. This has been Uncle Dylan here, God of Chaos. And as I said in the previous video, if you want me to do another Rainbow Siege character, then comment down below. Bye.